good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.
All right, so we're back. It's the finger it's round 3 of the craft beer buzz here on 93.7 KZ. I'm Tommy T with
Misty.
Chuckerdoo.
And it's my favorite round. Sorry, Chuck, go ahead.
No. I just didn't know where to go.
Oh, well, Tommy would have taken it away if you would have just stopped
Yeah, I
talking.
was just taking it away. Well, anyway,
I was just talking
we're
nervous.
knocking back
love
some
you, Chuck.
chai
I'm
milk
teasing you.
stout here, and we're getting up to the regular nitro milk stout here as soon as we empty out our glasses here of this chai milk stout.
I like that we went from all of their really, newer, unique flavors to their original, the milk stout.
Well, and you know what's funny is
Yeah, that was funny sound.
the Sawtooth was originally their flagship beer.
But you could only get it at the brewery.
And then they started distributing it out amongst the masses. But then they came out with their milk stout, and then they came out with the nitro milk stout, and that ended up becoming their flagship.
Okay.
And that happens sometimes. You know, a brewery comes out with something that they enjoy brewing.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah, it begins as their number one seller,
yeah.
but then people's tastes change, and then they end up creating something else that becomes popular, and so they switch. Like New Belgium had Fat Tire forever.
Yeah, they did.
Now, and it's still their flagship, but obviously or honestly, let's go with honestly, Voodoo Ranger is now kind of becoming their flagship. The Voodoo Ranger,
Yeah, it's its own series. It's
it
going
is.
on, like
It's
Voodoo Ranger, and then it's got
destroying
all
it.
their different kinds, even.
Yes.
Different kinds.
Oh yeah, so, I mean, you've got the Imperial Voodoo Ranger, you've got the Pumpkin Voodoo Ranger, you've got the. I mean, there's
sir.
a lot of different types of Rangers, and and so that's an example as well. Where I mean, Fat
Just
Tire's
can't
still
let
Fat
any of the
Tire.
Rangers meet each other. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm kidding. That's when you get in trouble, ladies.
Yeah.
The Rangers can't meet each other.
Yeah, if you're in the same room and like 3 Rangers walk in,
Especially in a small town like Cheyenne.
Right.
Pretend you don't know any of the Rangers if that's the case.
right, because you're going to end up getting boned
By all of them.
by all the Rangers.
Okay.
So anyway,
Carnage round. Serious. New
Yes.
Belgium. You took it to New Belgium. You just took it there, which
I
is
did.
awesome because there's news.
there. So yeah, if you didn't hear last week, and if you haven't heard in general, New Belgium Brewing Company has sold to a group called Lions, which is a beer group that is owned by
Kim Jong-un.
Kieran.
Oh, sorry.
By what?
Kim Jong-un. I'm just kidding.
No. I bet you he owns.
Is they're
he's
owned by
gotta
a
have
North
something.
Korean beer company.
No.
A North Korean state-run beer company.
Might as well. No, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
So-
Anyway.
An Australian company that's owned by a Japanese company, which is why last week we were joking
And why I was so
about
confused.
how when you're an employee for a year, you get one of the New Belgium bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I had made the joke about now, are you also going to get your choice between a boomerang or a samurai sword?
Yes, okay.
Which I think would make sense. So,
I love the sword.
so yeah, so this
I still want the
company
bike.
has put in an offer. Kim Jordan, who is the founder, she had agreed to the offer. However, it's not finalized yet because New Belgium is comprised of employee owners.
Right.
So the longer you work there,
The more votes you have.
votes you have, the less amount of time you work there, the less votes you have.
Right. But a lot of older people have moved out.
Yes,
Okay.
so
Longer
a lot
people
of
have moved
people
out.
have moved on.
I'm like, come on, let's get to the point. Did
And
something
so-
change?
No, nothing's changed.
Oh, it's just all the same stuff we're talking about?
well, no, but there's other.
Okay, good.
things
I want to
like-
hear the new stuff.
Well, they're not like like insanely juicy bits. But there's. Well, I mean, I think part of the reason for
disappointment in
the
this room
sale
just
was
was like,
they had opened in Asheville, and New Belgium was massively in debt.
Oh,
Where
So
they?
all these employee owners were massively in debt, and they were expecting to be brewing more beer at this point than
Juicy.
they are. So now they are paying millions as well in interest payments on this debt, which I think is part of the reason why they sold, is because they have, I mean, it just
They were
wasn't
in debt.
sustainable
Okay.
at this point, you know? And this is something that happens at breweries all the time. And I love New Belgium Brewing, but I'm actually a little disappointed in that move, because how many times have we seen breweries build up expand, expecting that they're like Kevin Costner, if they build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Type of a thing, and they don't. And then they have to draw back, or they close, or they sell. And I think this is what happened here. But what I think will be interesting is if the majority of these younger owners actually have more of a vote than the older owners. Could you imagine if this deal didn't go down because the employee owners voted no?
Right.
And then they kept that independent seal on there? I think people would go bonkers.
They
over
would. I
that.
think so too.
It would probably triple New Belgium sales because humanity just loves like throwing their middle finger up at the man.
So going back to what you were saying there, as far as what New Belgium was doing there, they expanded to a certain point and they expanded too much.
Yeah.
And so they did have to pull back, and that's one of the reasons why they're for sale now. So if it doesn't go through, they could actually, I guess.
Well, no, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like if this sale doesn't go through because of the
you saying the
owners,
demand, they'll be able
The
to
media exposure, I bet
would be-
coverage. I bet they would
yeah.
be really.
It would be massive.
Work out in their favor either way.
So
Even
yeah,
if it
so I
didn't,
was about to say it would work in their favor.
They're gonna win. They're gonna be okay
it's
either
a
way.
win-win situation for the employees.
Well, it really is.
Yeah, okay.
Because the outside of having the employee ownership, I mean, if the sale goes through, they're still doing the bikes. They're still doing the 5-year Belgium trip. They're still
they're
doing
keeping
the
their
10-year
jobs. They're
sabbatical.
keeping all of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah,
they're
they'll have
doing,
great benefits and all of that. The only thing that will be changing is the employee ownership, and this is different as well because, like we said last week, it's not like New Belgium's now going to be brewed in other breweries. This is an acquisition where other breweries are now probably going to be brewed at New Belgium, which is already happening anyway.
Okay.
So they're not gonna get paid in like foreign money. It'll still be U.S. dollars.
I think it's all Bitcoin.
Oh, is it Bitcoin now? Okay.
It should be.
No, it's yen. That's right. Yen
Yen.
is Japanese.
Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't
Or
think of
no,
it.
or is that Chinese?
It's all the same.
Whatever. Yes. Oh, edit again.
We're talking about the money. The money all looks the same.
Yeah, the money all looks the same.
This is the most serious but appropriate Carnage round we've ever had. No, I think either way, it'll be just fine for New Belgium because what we've also seen in the past is I don't think people, when something sells, I don't think people care as much as we want them to care. Mm-hmm. You know, people still buy the beer. Like when Breckenridge sold, like I wasn't happy about it, but that's also because, like, I don't like when craft breweries sell to another business that they'll turn around after they buy that brewery and then make multi-million-dollar ad campaigns against craft beer. I think that's hypocritical, and I don't like that. But I don't think people care as much as I want them to care.
Right, and here in Cheyenne, unless you were listening tonight and listening like last week when we talked about it,
Right.
It's going to be on like a page like C8 in the newspaper.
Right.
The TV news
Do we even
ain't
have
even
C
gonna,
in our newspaper? No,
I'm just saying. I'm just
teasing.
saying. And the TV news ain't even going to cover it at all.
No.
I mean, maybe
Right.
down there, since it's local in Colorado,
Right.
they
Or-
might get a little more coverage. But up
Well,
here,
I watch, like,
most people ain't even going to know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watch national news for the most part, and that is why I was shocked was they had mentioned it, and so I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
that's why I brought it up.
Right.
But I didn't hear it on any local news, so unless you
Yeah.
watch national news, you're not gonna have heard
yeah.
about it.
But that's why I'm saying, so either way, I think it is a win-win.
Yeah.
I think New Belgium will probably continue to grow.
and their
I think
sales
they'll
are probably
produce-
even getting like going up now, just with all of what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, a little bit extra, publicity
Yeah.
just from the
But-
news and,
That's what I
But
think. And us.
if it didn't go through because of the employee owners,
of course.
I think that would be
Yeah.
epic.
So,
sounds like an accurate
I
guess.
was hanging out in Fort Collins one night, and I was trying to figure out how to get home. Like, had my little thing on because I don't
Your
know.
GPS?
Yeah, my GPS on, and it told me it was going to take me like 6 hours or like some ungodly amount of time. Not probably even more. And I'm like,
This
what?
happens to me sometimes.
What? Yeah. Well, it was on walk,
Right?
I was on a walk.
and I was like, how generous of them to think that I would make it in that
Right.
short
That's
amount
very
of
flattering.
time. Like,
Did they card you that night for your ID?
Right. They should have. Yeah.
Thanks, Google.
I was like, wow, what a self-esteem boost.
Well, who knows? I mean, I think it's monitoring your
you
steps.
could
It
do
might
it.
know. Hey, come on, Misty. There's a storm coming. Run, girl.
Oh,
Run.
I would be running. Okay, I'm trying to find where they just legalized weed. So
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened.
So, but they do have weed beers, right?
They do. And actually, you know what? Keith Villa, who is the original brewer for Blue Moon,
Yes.
and now no longer works with Blue Moon, has his own brewing company, and it's all CBD and all THC beers.
that is
Oh,
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, you
that is
can get,
really cool.
You can get them in dispensaries right now. So yeah, it's interesting. That whole realm is becoming fascinating as well. The things we humans do for recreation, and I guarantee you, weed and beer was the exact same thing when it got going. It was just something where someone else dared someone else to, hey, I dare you to drink that. Or, hey, I dare you to eat that.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know what's happening to David, but he seems like he's having a great
time.
And the guys said, "Here, hold my beer."
Yeah. Watch me eat this.
Yeah, the beer maybe came
Smoke
first.
this, whatever. Yep.
So
Awesome. Well, all right.
We
got-
did it. We said
did-
all right
Oh,
at the same time in
We
the
sure
third
the
segment.
heck did. Oh, it's
Way
awesome.
to go, you guys. I'm proud of you.
All right, so
It's like we're.
I ain't gonna talk anymore then.
Yeah,
So,
every
I
week.
think
Me
we're
neither.
just
Me
gonna stir it
neither.
up, so
Yeah.
More
Take
insane.
us out, Chuck.
Well, bye.